Hey everybody, welcome back to Lindsay's Little Library on location. So we are at the very beginning. We're only about 2 hours into a road trip that we're taking to Mount Rushmore, Custer State Park, Devil's Tower, Badlands, all the fun South Dakota stuff. So I thought I'd bring you with, and of course we have just 13 hours in the car, so we're gonna read. I started Simple Wild a couple days ago by K.A. Tucker, highly recommended by my friend Kelly, who basically forced these books upon me and said you need to read them. So we're already halfway in. We have Calla Fletcher. She's heading back to Alaska to kind of reconvene with a dad that she really doesn't know. He's pretty much been absent from her life for quite a while. So I got a good chunk into that. We're gonna hit the road and I'm gonna bring you with me.
Food?
So we'll see. Hello, Minnesota. Everybody say hi to Amanda. She's up there somewhere. Hi. Hello, South Dakota. We made it. We are in Rapid City, South Dakota. The trip is officially beginning. I guess it did officially begin this morning when we left, but took us about 12 and a half hours to get here, which isn't horrible. Plenty of time for me to finish The Simple Wild. Never thought I would actually finish the book. I had quite a bit left to read, probably 200 pages left. But I got this finished in the midst of, doing my share of driving, entertaining children, all of that fun stuff. This was such a sweet book. I didn't know what to expect. I know Sarah wasn't a huge fan of it, but my friend, again, Kelly, basically just gave all of the books to me and was like, you need to read these because they're really good. So I did. So it follows Calla Fletcher. When she was 2, her mother took her and left Alaska because she just couldn't handle that life. And so Calla never really knew her father. And so one day she gets a phone call from her dad, basically saying his days are numbered, he is sick, and you need to come back if you want any sort of a chance of a relationship with him. So she goes to Alaska and just goes from there. She's totally a fish out of water. Parts of this were just quirky and funny. Oh my gosh, there were some hilarious parts of this. And then of course I cried. But I really, really enjoyed it. So I definitely will be picking up the next book in the series because Kelly gave them all to me, just to see where this goes. Calla, her and Jonah, which is her dad's neighbor and works with her dad and stuff, have such a give and take, hate and love relationship in this book, which again made me laugh hysterically. So really, really enjoyed it. So now what do I read the rest of the trip? I did bring another book with me. Technically I was going to read it for series September, but I might start it early. Shh, don't tell anybody. Don't tell Kristen and Sarah. But I might start that early. Otherwise, of course, I brought my Kindle because, girls got to have a backup because you never know when you might finish a book during a 12-hour car ride. So I don't know what I'll pick off of that. We'll see what I pick up or even what we have time for. So in the next few days, of course, we're going to go and see Mount Rushmore. We want to go to Custer Park or State Park. We want to see Devil's Tower. We get a little glimpse of the Badlands coming in. But we have plenty of things to do, so I'm sure we'll stay busy, but hopefully get some more reading done in the meantime. But I'll bring you with me. Oh, and we did find a bookstore at Wall Drug when we stopped there before, so that was exciting. I didn't buy anything, but it was exciting. Anyways, yeah, I'll bring you with me and let you know what I pick up next, because I'm not sure what it's going to be yet. I'll figure it out though, so see you in a bit. All right, good morning. Day 2 has started. We had an amazing breakfast at our hotel, which I feel like is not a common thing, but ours is awesome. I did get a little bit of reading done last night. I started my Lady Jane, which is first in a series. This is for a book club pick for September, so grabbed it. I got, I don't know, 20-ish pages in or so. It's a creative take on Lady Jane Grey and King Edward. So interesting so far. We'll see. It is YA, so we'll see what happens. We're on our way to Devil's Tower right now, so we'll be passing into Wyoming shortly, I believe. That might be the sign. And then I don't know what we're doing after that. It's kind of a dreary, cloudy-ish day. But I'll bring you with us. We'll see. And we are officially in Wyoming. Here we go, hiking up Devil's Tower. Well, not up the tower, just the easy trail. That's
Around
all
the
we can do.
Around it.
Around it. We're going around it.
I was gonna.
You gonna read up on it, buddy?
How many pictures can you get of it? Seriously.
Do you see them?
Yeah.
Yep. There's people climbing it.
We've got this tree here.
Anybody spot them?
Oh yeah.
There's a person up there.
It's crazy.
There's two
Two
people.
people up there.
That is crazy. How cool.
Well, as we keep walking, we'll keep it on.
Seriously, this place is phenomenal, isn't it, Emily? Yeah. Loving it. If only I could put my audiobook on and not listen to my kids fight. That'd be great, right?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna keep going.
Get up on these big rocks.
Yeah. You gonna find your way, buddy?
I can.
You got it.
No, you go straight that way. Got plenty of spots to step up. Plenty of little.
I thought you were gonna climb to the top.
I'm gonna go for the person. This is I can eat them.
With us? Should we bring a prairie dog home? I don't know if Dad would appreciate that. I think so. They're kind of cute. Look what I found inside the little cafe by Devil's Tower. Decent selection. Awesome. Not too bad. It's like I'm drawn to them. Hopefully you can hear me, but we're at Spearfish Falls in Spearfish Canyon. It is just gorgeous. Like, oh my gosh. And we're the only ones here. So sometimes it pays to go hiking when it's rainy. We're literally alone. And I can't get enough of it, guys. So, but we're gonna head back to Rapid City to find some dinner. So I'm gonna read some more of My Lady Jane, which is quite snarky and funny so far, so I'm loving it. But had quite the day today and I loved it. All right. Okay, full day one. And we had an amazing time today, which I'm sure you saw in the little video. So much so I have a nice icy hot patch on my neck, but I think that's more from, I don't know. It was even hurting before we left, so sitting in the car for as much as I did doesn't help. I did get some reading done today because we had plenty of car time driving to Devil's Tower. I'm about 50-ish pages in. So I met our main characters. I've met Jane, I've met G, is what we call him, and I've met Edward. So they each have their own chapter. Basically Jane is being set up to marry G because Edward he has tuberculosis and he is dying. So I'm loving it so far. I'm loving kind of the humor part of it. It's definitely YA, which is not a bad thing. Oh, and we're also having quite the storm right now. We got back literally just in time. So, but yeah, the book's a little YA, but funny, and I want to see where it goes. So we're gonna keep reading a little bit more tonight before I fall asleep and listen to the rain and the thunderstorm, which is always a great way to end the day. And then tomorrow, I don't know what we're gonna do yet. So we'll figure that out at breakfast, but I'll bring you with me no matter what. So, not a whole ton of reading happening, but definitely more than I expected. So I'm gonna take that and run. All right, we will check in with you next time. All right, here we go, day 3 of the family vacay. We're gonna head to Custer State Park today, Mount Rushmore, Keystone, that whole thing. I ended up only reading a little bit in my book last night, and I switched to my Kindle because it was just a lot easier to hold as I was laying in bed. So I started a book called The New Neighbor. I got it off of NetGalley. Really interesting premise about, guys, don't fight, about a woman who works for the CIA, and she's in the counterintelligence unit and has basically been tracking this terrorist for her entire career. She's going through a lot of changes at home. A marriage that's not great. Their youngest child just went to college. Their other two have moved out. They're selling their house. They're downsizing, that whole thing. So a lot of things are changing in her life. And then she gets unexpectedly taken off this assignment to find this agent that is working for this terrorist called the Neighbor. And so she's kind of obsessing on that's the only thing she can control. So she's, I believe, is going to get involved still in trying to find this terrorist. So interesting perspective, definitely has me intrigued and into it, but the chapters are long. But we're gonna make the most of it, and it was a lot easier reading on my Kindle last night. You know, sometimes you just need that. So we have about an hour drive today. Hopefully get some pages read, have some fun times with the family, and I'll bring you with me. So we'll talk to you soon. Here we go, Needles Highway.
Any reason we need to get out here?
Yes, pulling right here. Here we go. Oh my goodness. Totally can touch it. How cool is that, guys? We decided to do some kayaking on Legion Lake. We are literally the only ones on the lake. It's gorgeous.
Pinch my finger!
Okay, we're back. Our third day vacation, second full day here. I showed you some clips from kayaking, which was super fun. Could have used a bigger lake to be on, honestly, but the other lake we went to, Sylvan Lake maybe, we couldn't rent kayaks there, but there were plenty of people kayaking there. Whatever. But we had fun just kind of sitting at the beach. The kids were swimming and climbing on rocks and being crazy. And I got some reading done in My Lady Jane. So what am I up to? Almost 100 pages into this. And it's still really cute. I'm really liking it. She just got married to G, and we're kind of learning a little bit more about that. And then I did read a little bit in The New Neighbor. I was able to read kind of when we were waiting for dinner. Everybody else was playing on their electronic devices. And that's interesting too, because we're getting some backstory with it. So we're finding out what happened, what happened when like Beth first moved into the neighborhood, and how she got to know some of these people and the friendships they forged and some of that stuff too. So still getting some reading in, which is pretty exciting. Even though it's like 9 o'clock, we're back to the hotel. We went to Mount Rushmore to hopefully see the lighting ceremony that happens at dusk. And what happened, Max?
We got hailed on.
We got struck by a storm, and it was pouring and it hailed and it was insane. And then the drive back was insane, but I got some really cool lightning videos. We'll see if any of them turned out enough to put in here or not. But yeah, we were soaking wet. It was insane. So we may try to go back to Mount Rushmore tomorrow. We literally got like 2 pictures taken and then we had to leave. But tomorrow I think we're gonna go to Keystone. We're gonna go try to find some buffalo. I really want to find some buffalo. That's kind of what's left on our list. So I'm gonna read for a while. I'm still kind of awake. Get a chunk read while the kids are kind of taking showers and winding down and whatnot. And yeah, I'll give you an update in the morning because I'm sure I'm just gonna fall asleep. So we'll see you then. Look at these guys, they are huge.
Come on, if you're gonna take your phone, I'll stay there for a second. Look at you. Tail. Good? I could drive one time. Be too embarrassed.
I know. Oh, there's another one. All right, we are off. It's probably a little windy. Try to protect it. But we're checking out the Badlands before we head back to Wisconsin. So, did quite a bit of reading actually yesterday. I'm about 150 pages into My Lady Jane. I'm halfway through The New Neighbor, which is like massively unreliable character. So I'm thinking I'll finish one of them today. It might just be The New Neighbor that I finish off because I'm really just loving it. I mean, it's annoying me because Beth, our main character, is making the dumbest decisions right now. But I'm hoping it gets us somewhere. Max, over to the left, please. So, we're gonna check out the Badlands for a little bit, and then I think stop at Minuteman Museum, and then head for home. So it's just gonna be a lot of car rides and a lot of reading, but I'll let you know how it goes. Other than that, this place is unbelievable. So catch up to you soon. Hey everybody, we are home. I know I didn't do too much vlogging yesterday because it was, I mean, we went to the Badlands, very cool, and then it was just a whole lot of driving, which I did read quite a bit. Let me find my books. I literally came home and like dumped everything on the counter, and that was it. So, to get a new t-shirt. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but it's fine. My Lady Jane, I read basically until I couldn't see anymore. So I'm on 328. There's what for? 150-ish left in this one. Enjoying it. So follows my Lady Jane Grey as she is married off, and King Edward she basically gets married off because King Edward is dying. She basically has to take over for him, and there is a bit of a fantastical element to this that I'm really enjoying. I'm finding that I like slight fantasy books. I don't even know if that's a thing, but like I don't like high fantasy as much as I used to. But this little bit of magic that's in this book, I'm good with. So really liking it. This is for a book club. I should be able maybe finish today. I don't know. And then once it got too dark, I switched to my Kindle. I actually hopped on with Krista's reading sprints as we were driving. I wasn't driving. Obviously, I was reading. And I almost finished this book last night. I'm at 88% of The New Neighbor. Who's this by? I don't remember. I don't think I ever said it. Karen Cleveland. And this is crazy. Our main character, Beth, works for the CIA and was just taken off a case she's been working on like her whole entire career. She's beyond obsessed about it. Majorly unreliable. I think she's doing some stupid things. But I'm here for it. And at probably about 75%, I said to my husband, I'm like, I think it's blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure I'm right, but I'm like, you know, I am almost to the end of the book. It's not like I figured it out right away. So, but I mean, it could still change. I have 12% left. So I'm going to finish that this morning as I drink my coffee, for sure. Speaking of coffee, of course, I picked up some new mugs. I got this one from Devil's Tower. I like this kind of design. Of course, I had to pick up a Wall Drug one, and then a Custer State Park one. Love this one. I just don't know where they're all going to fit in that little cabinet. But I only bought 3, which was pretty good. And then while we were gone, my book outlet box came. Let me get it. So these were the purchases made during the reading retreat that we did a few weeks ago. Some of these are suggestions from that retreat. Others, I don't even know what I put in this box. I did pick up another copy of We Are the Brennans because it was cheap, because I didn't know where my copy went. And my copy just showed back up. Anyways, but I really wanted to read this before I picked up the Simply Wild, and I couldn't find it. Well, apparently my aunt had it. Again, some of these are recommendations from the reading retreat, and some are just random. So this one I feel like is random. The Lighthouse Witches by C.J. Cook. I like me some witchy books, obviously. Not the witch you wed. I'm going to go into depth when I do a book haul, so I'll just go quick on this one. This one was recommended during the reading retreat. Al Capone does my shirts. It's about a little boy whose family lives at Alcatraz because his dad works there while Al Capone is there. I thought this would make a really cute one for Max and I to read. Pack Up the Moon, Kristen Higgins. I don't remember if this was a recommendation or not. Might have been. Guilt Trip by Sandy Jones, of course. Oh, look. I didn't buy 2 of them. Huh. I gotta look at my thing. The Lovely and the Lost. Oh, Jennifer Lynn Barnes. She wrote Inheritance Games. The Haunting of Hill House, which is something I've been wanting for a while. These Silent Woods. This might have been reading retreat. Dark Roads. Love me some Chevy Stevens. Social Graces. I believe this was also a reading retreat talk. Shadow House by Anna Downs. Oh, Be Frank With Me was talked about at the reading retreat. How to Stop a Time by Matt Haig. He wrote Midnight Library, which is why I picked this one up. I heard it was fantastic. The Island of Missing Trees. And, oh, this one was talked about at the reading retreat like crazy. It's Devolution. It's about basically the last group of Sasquatches, which is funny because we were totally trying to convince Max that Bigfoot was out there on our trip. So yeah, first-hand account of the Rainier Sasquatch Massacre, which, I don't know, tons of people. This was going to be recommended twice. Like, that's how much it was loved. So, like I said, I'll go through these a little more detail during my next book haul. But I thought I'd give you a sneak peek. I'm really excited to read this with Max. This is a what? Oh, Newbery Honor book. And get to some witchy books. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready for fall. We came back to very hot and humid. It was not this hot in South Dakota. So, anyways, I'm glad you came along with me. I hope, I haven't even put the vlog together yet, so hopefully it turns out okay. And that you enjoyed it, but I can't believe how much reading I got done on this vacation. I'll take it. So, anyways, like, comment below. Let me know if you've been to the places that I've been. It was so cool. I did not find a bookstore. Well, I found bookstore in Wall Drug, but that was it. But yeah, comment below. Let's chat. Otherwise, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.